Miss Yume Mizuki, you found me at last. Ah, and I see you brought some friends with you.
Mizuki was right after all.
Please, do not call me by that name anymore.
You have to listen to me. There is no way to get rid of...
Your perspective is...
What's so funny? Don't you know you're
harming people? That's what you believe?
What is up with him?
As you can see, Miss Yume Mizuki, all my psychological problems have been complete. I must thank you for your attempts to diagnose my condition. All my misery was merely a consequence of human... I lived in fear and anger. Fear that I was not worthy of other people's attention. I became a slave to my emotions. They turned me into a wretched and loathsome creature, hostile to everyone. But things are different now. No longer will I be afraid. Never again will I be stirred to anger. No, I am filled now with only one emotion.
What I'm hearing is that you've developed your own...
I would be delighted.
The first is a soldier with poor control of his temper.
He simply needs to let go of his anger. Then he will surely find...
The second is a fisherman who's developed thalassophobia.
Oh, of course. He must cast his fear far away and forget...
I'm sorry, but...
Oh?
The soldier's anger is rooted in his strongly held principles. Losing his anger made him passive and apathetic. The fisherman's fear made him one of the most reliable sailors around. But after forgetting his fear, he destroyed... Fascinating, isn't it? Anger gives people the Emotions are integral to human dreams. And after many years of dealing with their dreams, negative emotions do not just go away. Not only that, but their presence is essential. So do you have any idea what you've done to those poor men?
What an amusing theory. In fact, I do remember those two. How can you believe that negative emotions are required for a healthy psyche? It's a laughable theory. Don't you remember how I was when we first met? You call that health?
Acknowledging that negative emotions exist doesn't mean giving them free rein over our mind. But if that balance gets disrupted, emotions start working against each other. The person you were when you first came to my practice only... You were dominated by your emotions. Under their influence, you deliberately... This diagnosis is going to sound harsh. You've simply gone from one extreme to another. You say you've reached perfection, but you're just as dysfunctional.
I will forgive you for this offense, because I know you once told me that nightmares are the result of a buildup of Clearly, that proves that all of my negative emotions have been definitively eradicated.
I'm afraid not. Look where we are right now.
What?
No wonder! Paimon knew something was up the moment we were...
The enemies that we encountered were manifestations of his negative emotions.
No, that can't be.
That entity claimed it could remove your negative emotions. But all it did was separate them, and your situation is far worse than that of the other victims. It has deceived you at a much deeper level.
How laughable. Fear? No. There is no fear left in me. This is all...
Something's appeared behind him.
So, my arch nemesis has gained through my trickery. Clearly, you came prepared. The emotional cocoon I'd wrapped him in was all but impenetrable, yet still.
So it is you.
What is that?
A nightmare monster. We Yumekui Baku eat the nightmares of humans. While they called those nightmares there, when I heard the traveler recount that strange dream, but it's still a shock to see one of our long-lost arch-enemies.
Then allow me to formally introduce you.
Kurayume. That...
Likewise, Yume Mizuki is a name that takes me back to a different age. Although I must say, we made ultimately the fall of the nightmare monster. But now, I have found a way to...
Oh no! We've got to catch up to him!
What's happening? Haimon's feeling dizzy all of a sudden.
That's the feeling of rejection. It's so strong. Quick! After him!
There he is! Right there! Whoa! What happened to all the paths?
He's repressing his emotions even harder.
There! He's got nowhere left to run! Whoa! What's happening to the ground?
Watch out! I used my powers to cushion our fall.
Don't worry, we've fallen from bigger heights before. The bigger...
We've been completely cut off. That creature is...
Would it be easier if we wake up now and go catch...
Remember the fragrance we smelled on our way in? He's turned Emarachuya's nightmare into his lair.
Eat this nightmare?
Not only is it possible...
Oh, Paimon knows that! It's just...
This monster has harmed too many people. We have to stop it. It's okay. I knew what I was getting into. We may not have caught him, but our chase wasn't in vain. He led us deep inside his dream.
It's so dumb.
That's what happens if you leave your negative... There must be a lot of emotional fragments in this place.
Wait, but... what?
Where the light is.
If I say it's your fault, you shouldn't go running around with that stupid thing.
Ugh. The atmosphere here is...
Be careful. Every time we draw near to...
You, a writer? Didn't they get rid of this trash? Go find a real job.
Aw. Poor guy.
We shouldn't stay here. Let's keep moving.
Ha ha! I won! That guy? He never joins in with anything. Why should we go out of our way to invite? Let's keep playing. Ignore him.
Wow. That's so sad.
Nope. Not here either.
Look!
Sweet dreams!
What is this place?
It's his sorrow. Yes, sheer human emotions exist in a delicate balance. When that balance is lost, negative emotions spiral out of control and go on to fuel nightmares. By isolating these negative emotions and allowing them to fester, That monster has completely destroyed his emotional. If we want to restore a balance, we have to dispose of the excess negative.
Oh, so that's what you mean when you talk about eating nightmares.
Well done, Paimon. Very.
Aw. Alright, what's the next?
I need to find a way to separate the negative emotions out. For that, I need a special medium. Sorrow might just do the job. As long as it's kept in check, it can calm the waves of emotions and help him regain some measure of control.
Let it out, Chuya. Let the tears flow. You'll feel better after a good cry.
This process will untangle his unbridled fear and anger, his unresolved resentment, and his unshakable despair. These excess emotions will be separated out from the rest. They are the source of this nightmare.
Mizuki!
It's all right. It's an unpleasant flavor. A good cry can work wonders. Even though he seems beyond helping, I think he should be able to take another step out from the swamp of despair now.
Are you ready to come out now, Chuya? I'll be waiting for you right here, son. I'd love to listen to more of your story.
All right. There goes that night.
Amazing! Suddenly, Paimon feels so relaxed.
I thought I had found the perfect host, but you found the one weakness in his emotional.
Ah! He's back again!
Freeing a single host from my clutches changes nothing!
What is this place?
I can't believe it.
Borderland?
To put it simply, it's a dream within a dream. A space hidden deep within the collective Inazuman subconscious. This must be how that monster managed to survive the extinction of his kind. He hid here.
Mizuki, that eye.
He's trying to turn this place into a nightmare so he'll be more at home. And he's creating copies of himself. This place is connected to the dreams of every human in the nation. From here, he can place a copy of himself in every dream. If he succeeds, then he'll have effectively revived his kind already.
Then we know what we need to do. We gotta take this guy down. Do we think a sword will do the job?
Maybe, if we can get close enough to reach his core. But he's brought the nightmares of all his victims here, and that gives him an immense amount of power. Dealing with this many in one go is going to take a different approach. We need a power to rival his nightmares.
Sweet dreams?
Lost minds. There should be some around here, and some of them will have come from Sweet Dreams originally. Careful. We've got to move quietly. The nightmare monster has usurped control here. We need to stay out of his sight. Time to relax.
Solidify!
Illusion shattered!
Light it up! Turn that frown upside down. Chasing Tanuki through the woods and climbing trees to hunt for Oni Kabuto. Thank you for lending us your happiness. Time to relax. Watching fireworks fly up into the sky and writing wishes. Thank you for sharing your passion. All right, we've gathered enough power to proceed. Time to face him. The core should be just up ahead. This will be a tough fight.
Why? Are these sweet dreams not...
I just wish we could have gathered some more. But these are all we could find in the immediate vicinity. Which means we're running out of time. Our chances of success are shrinking by the minute. We have...
No problem! We're ready to go!
Sweet dreams!
The alacrity with which you walk into my trap surprises me. Do you not realize why I lured you here? Because this is my domain. The world where I rule.
Not yet it isn't! Now! Use the power of the good dreams!
I think you will find it to be quite ineffective against the power of my nightmares.
Bad dreams be gone! Time to relax.
I must confess, I am somewhat confused. Both of us bring happiness to humans.
Because the happiness you provide is a lie. All you do is make them forget their negative emotions exist. All the while, these repressed feelings continue to fester in their subconscious, eventually becoming nightmares intense enough to become your home. Your kind has always thrived by magnifying your host's negative emotions for your own gain. What you're doing now is no different from what you've always done.
Incorrect. This time, I shall change the fate of my entire... When a human becomes dominated by their negative emotions, they lose their ability to survive. But I can give them a fantasy instead, turning them into the... This is the path to a revival.
You do realize what that means, don't you? You've gone from one extreme...
Oh, I'm perfectly aware. There is nothing you can say that I do not already know. For over all the years that your kind has been learning about the human mind, I have been... But I'm afraid I could not care less for the moral burdens that you impose upon yourselves. The health of the human psyche is of precisely zero interest to me. Now here's a question well worth thinking about. If we allowed the humans themselves to decide which of us... Do you see now? I won this battle long before you ever set foot inside this tree.
growing stronger, but we've exhausted the power of the sweet dreams already. Even if we could find more sweet dreams now, it still wouldn't be enough.
If you accept that negative emotions are an immutable presence in the human mind, then you must also know that such emotions include that without the Yumekibaku there to hold their hand. No, they would sooner run from reality to forget all of...
But the whole reason I wanted to become a psycho... Traveler. These feelings. So that's how they should taste. Longing. Caused by separation. So bitter. And yet the experience led to a whole new journey for you. Despair. Caused by failure. Icy cold. And yet in conquering this despair, you get regret. Caused by missed opportunity. A harsh aftertaste. And yet it's only through that loss that we can learn to appreciate everything we have. And after all these flavors comes sweetness, passion, and refreshed hope. Long before you ever met me, you'd already gained the courage to never avoid or run away from your feelings. And all your nightmares had become the fuel for sweeter dreams. The power that you have gained by processing everything from your long journey is surely far stronger than any power wielded by that creature. The whole reason I wanted to become a psychologist was to try and help people become someone like you.
Take this! Thunderclap!
It's you!
Your dream is so powerful!
Traveler, give him all you've got!
Following thunder! Lightning slash! Thunderclap! Take this!
Impossible! With just one person's dream!
Once the false dream he created has been destroyed, I can make sure all his victims make a full... I don't think I ever would have been able to do this without your help.
Don't mention it.
You shall join my ancestors in death! You and my failure of a host!
What? He's still not dead? Wait, does anyone else hear water? Where?
Maybe he made his host build some kind of device in the underwater cave. Once he realized we were onto him.
So you mean we're in danger in the real world too?
We've got to wake up.
But how? Like, pinch ourselves?
This should be high enough. Traveler, Paimon.
Huh?
If you're afraid, then just take my hand and close your eyes. Yes, just...
Yumeku Ibaku are getting to work. It's finally over. It's a good thing I had the foresight to ask them for help, or I'd be the one dying from indigestion tonight. They were very delicious. Traveler, could I pick your brain with another question? What do you think humans tend to have more of? Happy dreams or bad ones? If only that were true. Most people struggle to deal with their negative emotions. They bottle them up inside until they've festered and turned into nightmares. As a result, humans have far more bad dreams than good ones, and most happy dreams are short and fleeting. They are so rare that it's basically impossible for them to be shared with others. Heck, there are even people out there who only have the mind space to have happy dreams after they've given us their bad ones. Which is all to say that the dreams we get to taste are usually bad ones. No matter how hard we try, we can't seem to change this state of affairs. I once believed the only reason we Yumeku Ibaku existed was to serve as a disposal method for nightmares. It's a fate that we can... Even though I call myself a clinical psychologist, I also have dark thoughts sometimes. I suppose that's the only problem I have. Still, after learning the principles of psychology, I came up with a new way to look at all of this. If we can use psychotherapy to help people come to terms with their emotions, they'll gain the ability to deal with their nightmares on their own, so they'll no longer need to call upon us for assistance. That way, more and more people can free up their minds for truly happy dreams until there'll be enough to share around. A naive one, more like. Even though I've run this business for quite a long time now, it still hasn't come true. Not even one. So I must thank you, because after meeting you, I finally became sure that my wish is achievable. And knowing that is all the treatment I need against the dark thoughts I sometimes have.
There you are! Paimon's been looking everywhere for you, too! Paimon was just watching the Baku eat the nightmares. They got really full and started rolling around on their tummies. It was so cute. Oh, and speaking of Baku, we were gonna book another appointment with you, weren't we? Remember? Before we got caught up?
It's a little late for that now. Ask me again tomorrow.
Oh.
Still, the night is young. Want to stay here and watch...
Huh?